Imagine walking through a dense, unforgiving jungle, vines clinging to your boots, the air thick with the buzz of unseen insects. Suddenly, through a break in the trees, you see it, a stone pyramid, covered in moss and reclaimed by nature, silent for 1,000 years. This is the heart-pounding thrill of discovery, the moment a lost piece of our shared human story is found. Our world is a giant treasure chest, filled with the incredible ruins of ancient civilizations. These aren't just piles of old rocks, they are the echoes of our ancestors, whispering tales of ingenuity, belief, and survival. Finding them is like solving the greatest puzzle ever created, a puzzle that tells us who we were, and ultimately, who we are. Learning about these mega structures is more than just a history lesson. It's a journey into the minds of people who lived thousands of years ago. How did they build such massive monuments without the technology we have today? What did they believe in? What challenges did they face? Every discovered city, from the mountain fortresses of the Inca to the desert temples of the Nabateans, offers a new chapter in the epic saga of humanity. These places show us that no matter the time or the place, people have always been driven to create, to connect with the heavens, and to leave a mark on the world that would outlast their own lives. It's an adventure that connects us all across the ages. These lost cities and ancient structures are not just sitting out in the open waiting for us. Many are buried under sand, hidden beneath the waves of the ocean, or completely swallowed by impenetrable forests. For centuries, they existed only in legends and myths, stories passed down through generations of a golden city or a forgotten kingdom. But today, we are living in a golden age of exploration. We have the tools and the tenacity to turn those myths into reality. The search for these places is a global expedition, undertaken by dedicated archaeologists, historians, and scientists who are willing to go to the ends of the earth to uncover the secrets of our past. The excitement of these discoveries ripples across the globe, capturing our collective imagination. When a new pyramid is found in Mexico or a hidden chamber is detected within the Great Pyramid of Giza, it reminds us that there is still so much we don't know about our own planet. These ancient engineers and builders were masters of their environment, capable of incredible feats that still leave us in awe. They built cities that could withstand earthquakes, managed water in the driest deserts, and aligned their temples with the stars. Their stories are a testament to human resilience and creativity, and by uncovering them, we gain a deeper appreciation for the long and winding road that has led us to where we are today. Gone are the days when explorers relied solely on crumbling old maps and a healthy dose of luck. Today, the search for lost cities is a high-tech operation, blending rugged fieldwork with cutting-edge science. One of the most game-changing tools in our arsenal is called LiDAR, which stands for light detection and ranging. Imagine flying a plane or a drone over a dense jungle that has hidden ancient ruins for centuries. LiDAR shoots millions of laser pulses down to the ground. By measuring how long it takes for those pulses to bounce back, scientists can digitally strip away the entire forest canopy, revealing the detailed contours of the ground beneath. This technology has unveiled entire Mayan cities in Mexico and Guatemala, complete with pyramids, roads, and plazas that were completely invisible from the ground. Of course, technology can only point the way. You still need boots on the ground to confirm a discovery. This is where the classic mud and sweat archaeology comes in. After LiDAR identifies a promising area, teams of researchers must trek into these remote locations. They use ground-penetrating radar to look for buried structures without digging, and they carefully excavate test pits to uncover artifacts like pottery, tools, and bones. These small finds are incredibly important. A single piece of a clay pot can help date a site and tell us who might have traded with the people who lived there. It's a painstaking process of piecing together clues, one shovelful of dirt at a time. The search for lost worlds is also taking us to new frontiers, like deep beneath the ocean. As sea levels rose at the end of the last ice age, entire coastlines and the settlements on them were submerged. Modern explorers use sonar mapping and remotely operated vehicles, ROVs, to scan the seafloor for anomalies. This is how incredible discoveries have been made. Like the 10,000-year-old Blinker Wall in Germany, a massive stone wall built by ancient hunters that now lies under 70 feet of water. These underwater sites are like time capsules, perfectly preserved by the cold, dark depths, offering a unique glimpse into a world that has long since vanished. Ultimately, finding these lost places is a combination of old and new. Sometimes, the journey begins with rediscovering forgotten knowledge. Researchers might pore over ancient texts or listen to local oral histories that speak of a sacred place hidden in the mountains. These stories can provide the crucial first clue that leads scientists to the right valley or jungle. Once there, they can deploy their modern toolkit of satellite imagery, LiDAR, and radar to zero in on a location. It's this marriage of ancient wisdom and modern science that is unlocking the secrets of our past at an unprecedented rate, proving that the age of discovery is far from over. On the vast, windswept Salisbury Plain in England stands one of the world's most iconic and mysterious ancient structures, Stonehenge. This prehistoric monument, built in stages between 5,000 and 4,000 years ago, is a masterpiece of megalithic engineering. It is a ring of massive, standing stones, some weighing over 25 tons, that were carefully shaped and topped with connecting lintel stones. The sheer effort it took to build is staggering. The largest sarsen stones were hauled from about 20 miles away, but the smaller blue stones are even more remarkable. Geologists have traced them to the Preseli Hills in Wales, a journey of nearly 150 miles. How did a Neolithic society, with no wheels or complex machinery, transport these multi-ton stones over such a great distance? The purpose of Stonehenge has been debated for centuries, and it likely had more than one. Its most famous feature is its perfect alignment with the cosmos. If you stand in the center of the circle on the summer solstice, you can watch the sun rise directly over the outlying heel stone. Similarly, it aligns with the sunset on the winter solstice. This suggests it was a massive, astronomical calendar, used to mark the changing of the seasons, which would have been vital for an early farming community. It may have helped them know when to plant crops and when to harvest. The site was clearly a place of immense importance, a focal point for the entire community. But Stonehenge was more than just a calendar. Excavations in and around the monument have revealed that it was part of a much larger ritual landscape. Archaeologists have found evidence of huge settlements nearby where the builders likely lived, as well as numerous burial mounds, known as barrows, scattered across the plain. This suggests Stonehenge was also a sacred place, a temple for religious ceremonies, and a final resting place for the honored dead. Some theories propose it was a center for healing, a place where people traveled from far and wide seeking cures for their ailments, which might explain the presence of bodies with signs of injury and disease. Despite all we have learned, Stonehenge holds on to its deepest secrets. We still don't know exactly how the stones were moved and erected with such precision. We don't know the full story of the beliefs that inspired its construction. Were the carvings on the stones a form of ancient art, or did they have a deeper symbolic meaning we have yet to decipher? Stonehenge reminds us that our ancestors were not primitive. They were keen observers of the natural world, sophisticated engineers, and people with a rich spiritual life. It stands as a silent, powerful testament to their ambition and their enduring connection to the sun, the moon, and the stars. There is no structure on Earth more famous or more awe-inspiring than the Great Pyramid of Giza. Standing on the edge of the desert just outside Cairo, Egypt, it is the last surviving wonder of the ancient world. Built around 2600 BCE as a tomb for the pharaoh Khufu, it was the tallest man-made structure on the planet for an incredible 3,800 years. The scale is almost impossible to comprehend. It is constructed from an estimated 2.3 million stone blocks, some of which were quarried nearby, while others, like the massive granite beams inside, were brought from hundreds of miles away. These blocks, weighing several tons each, were fitted together with a precision that modern engineers still marvel at. The construction of the Great Pyramid remains one of history's greatest engineering mysteries. For decades, people have debated how the ancient Egyptians managed to lift these enormous blocks to the pyramid's soaring height of over 480 feet. Theories range from long, straight ramps to spiral ramps that wrapped around the structure as it was built. Evidence suggests that the workers were not slaves, but skilled and well-fed laborers who took great pride in their work. They lived in a purpose-built city near the pyramid, and their efforts were part of a massive national project, a testament to the pharaoh's power and his divine connection to the gods. The pyramid was not just a tomb, it was a resurrection machine, designed to ensure the king's successful journey into the afterlife. Inside, the pyramid is a network of passages and chambers. Visitors can climb a long, narrow passage into the heart of the structure, leading to the so-called Queen's Chamber and, higher up, the King's Chamber. This room is a stark rectangular box made of solid red granite where Khufu's sarcophagus was placed. Above it, engineers built 5 stress-relieving chambers to protect the room from the crushing weight of the stones above, a brilliant feat of ancient architecture. The entire structure was once covered in a smooth casing of white limestone, which would have made it shine brilliantly in the desert sun, a beacon visible for miles around. Even after thousands of years of study, the Great Pyramid continues to reveal new secrets. In recent years, scientists have used a cutting-edge technology called cosmic ray muon scanning to peer inside the pyramid without drilling a single hole. This technique uses natural particles from space to detect voids within solid objects. In 2017, this method led to a stunning discovery: a huge hidden void, at least 100 feet long, located directly above the Grand Gallery. We don't yet know what this big void is. It could be a structural feature, a hidden chamber, or something else entirely. This discovery proves that even the most studied monument on Earth still has mysteries waiting to be solved. Hidden away in a remote desert canyon in southern Jordan lies the breathtaking city of Petra. Famously described as a rose-red city half as old as time, Petra is unique because it wasn't built with blocks of stone. It was carved directly out of the sheer sandstone cliffs. This incredible city was the capital of the Nabatean kingdom, around the 4th century BCE. The Nabateans were resourceful desert nomads who grew wealthy by controlling the vital trade routes that passed through the region, carrying spices, incense, and silk between Arabia, Egypt, and the Roman Empire. Their genius was not just in trade, but in mastering their harsh desert environment. The entrance to Petra is a journey in itself. To reach the city, you must walk through the Siq, a narrow, winding canyon that stretches for nearly a mile, with towering rock walls on either side that almost block out the sky. Just as the canyon opens up, you are met with one of the most dramatic architectural reveals in the world: the treasury, or Al-Khazna. This magnificent facade, with its intricate columns and statues, is carved with stunning detail right into the pinkish rock face. It was likely a royal tomb, not a treasury, and its purpose was to awe visitors and display the incredible wealth and artistry of the Nabatean people. What made a thriving city like Petra possible in the middle of a desert was the Nabateans' mastery of water. They were brilliant hydraulic engineers. They carved a complex system of channels, dams, and cisterns throughout the city to capture and store every drop of precious rainwater. This system allowed them to sustain a large population, grow gardens, and supply water to the thousands of camels in the trade caravans that passed through. This ingenuity turned a barren landscape into a bustling oasis, a testament to their ability to adapt and innovate. The city is a sprawling complex of tombs, temples, a theater, and homes, all hewn from the living rock. After the Romans annexed the kingdom and trade routes shifted, Petra slowly declined and was eventually abandoned, lost to the Western world for centuries. It was rediscovered in 1812 by a Swiss explorer named Johann Burckhardt, who had to disguise himself as an Arab scholar to gain access to the legendary lost city. Today, Petra is a UNESCO World Heritage Site and one of the new 7 wonders of the world. Exploring its vast grounds reveals that what we see today is only a fraction of the city. Archaeologists believe that over 80% of Petra remains unexcavated, buried beneath the sand, holding countless more secrets of the remarkable Nabatean civilization. High in the Andes Mountains of Peru, perched on a narrow ridge nearly 8,000 feet above sea level, sits the mystical city of Machu Picchu. This stunning site, often shrouded in mist, seems to float among the clouds, a remote and breathtaking sanctuary. It was built around the year 1450 by the Inca Empire, likely as a royal estate for the Emperor Pachacuti. Its location is as strategic as it is beautiful. Surrounded by steep cliffs and the winding Urubamba River below, the city was naturally defended and hidden from intruders. It was so well hidden, in fact, that the Spanish conquistadors who toppled the Inca Empire in the 16th century never found it. The construction of Machu Picchu is a marvel of Inca engineering. The city is famous for its polished dry stone walls, a technique called ashlar masonry. The Inca cut massive granite blocks so precisely that they fit together perfectly without the use of mortar. The joints are so tight that you can't even slip a knife blade between the stones. This technique not only created beautiful structures, but also made them incredibly resistant to earthquakes, which are, pretty common in the region. The city is divided into an agricultural sector, with its iconic terraced fields, and an urban sector, with temples, plazas, and houses for the elite. The terraces of Machu Picchu are another example of Inca genius. These stepped fields, built into the steep mountainside, were not just for growing crops like maize and potatoes. They served a multi-purpose function. The terraces created level farmable land, prevented soil erosion from heavy rains, and helped manage water drainage. This allowed the Inca to create a self-sufficient settlement in an incredibly challenging environment. The city was also supplied with fresh water from a natural spring, channeled through a sophisticated system of stone canals that ran throughout the site, providing water for drinking, bathing, and farming. Machu Picchu was only inhabited for about a century before it was mysteriously abandoned, likely due to the turmoil caused by the Spanish conquest elsewhere in the empire. It remained a secret known only to a few local communities until 1911, when it was brought to international attention by the American explorer Hiram Bingham. While we know it was a royal and religious center, many mysteries remain. What exact ceremonies took place at the Temple of the Sun, or the Intihuatana stone, a carved pillar thought to be an astronomical clock? Machu Picchu stands as a powerful symbol of the Incas' connection to the landscape and their incredible ability to build in harmony with nature. Stretching across the mountains and deserts of northern China, the Great Wall is not a single continuous wall, but a massive system of fortifications. It's an immense, sprawling structure often compared to a giant dragon snaking its way across the landscape. Its construction spanned more than 2,000 years and involved numerous dynasties. The earliest sections were built as far back as the 7th century BCE, using simple packed earth. However, the most famous and well-preserved sections we see today, made of stone and brick, were built during the Ming Dynasty, which lasted from 1368 to 1644. In total, the entire network of walls, watchtowers, and natural barriers measures over 13,000 miles long. The primary purpose of the Great Wall was defense. It was built to protect the Chinese empires from invasions and raids by nomadic tribes from the north, most notably the Mongols. But the wall was more than just a barrier. The system of watchtowers, spaced within sight of one another, acted as a sophisticated communication network. Guards could use smoke signals during the day and fire signals at night to quickly relay messages about enemy movements across vast distances. This allowed the empire to dispatch troops to threatened areas much more efficiently. It was a line of defense, a highway for transporting soldiers, and an early warning system, all in one. Building the Great Wall was one of the most ambitious and demanding construction projects in human history. Millions of soldiers, prisoners, and commoners were conscripted to work on it. The terrain was incredibly challenging, ranging from high mountain ridges to vast arid deserts. The materials used varied depending on the location. In the mountains, builders used quarried stone and bricks. In the flatlands, they used rammed earth, layers of soil pounded together to create a hard, durable wall. The human cost was immense, and it is sometimes referred to as the longest cemetery on Earth, as many workers who died during its construction were said to be buried within the wall itself. While its defensive role is famous, the Great Wall also served other important functions. It controlled trade and immigration along the northern borders, allowing the empire to regulate the flow of goods and people along the Silk Road. It marked the boundary between Chinese civilization and the outside world, a powerful symbol of the empire's strength and permanence. Despite its immense scale, the wall was ultimately breached, and it never fully succeeded in preventing invasions. Today, it stands as a powerful monument to the perseverance and ambition of the Chinese people, and is a UNESCO World Heritage Site that draws millions of visitors who come to walk on this incredible piece of history. In the stark arid landscape of western India, on an island in the Great Rann of Kutch, lies the ruins of Dholavira. This ancient city was one of the largest and most important urban centers of the Indus Valley Civilization, also known as the Harappan Civilization. It was inhabited for over 1,500 years, from around 3000 to 1500 BCE. What makes Dholavira so extraordinary is how its people thrived in one of the most water-scarce regions imaginable. The city is a masterpiece of urban planning and, most importantly, water engineering. The Harappans of Dholavira were true masters of water conservation, building a system that was far ahead of its time. The city was meticulously planned with a tripartite layout, a fortified citadel where the rulers likely lived, a middle town for officials and merchants, and a lower town for the common workers. Surrounding these areas were massive stone fortifications. But the city's true genius lay in its incredible water management system. The inhabitants built a series of at least 16 enormous reservoirs, some carved out of solid rock, to collect every drop of monsoon rain. These reservoirs were interconnected by a network of stone-lined channels that directed water throughout the city. This system ensured a year-round water supply, allowing Dholavira to flourish as a major center of trade and culture in a harsh desert environment. Dholavira was a bustling hub of industry and commerce. Archaeologists have unearthed extensive workshops where artisans crafted beautiful objects from a variety of materials. They made beads from semi-precious stones like carnelian and agate, intricate seals with animal carvings and a still undeciphered script, and tools and ornaments from copper, shell, and gold. Evidence suggests that Dholavira had long-distance trade links with other civilizations, including those in Mesopotamia, which is modern-day Iraq, and the Oman Peninsula. The city's strategic location on the coast likely made it a key port for maritime trade, connecting the Indus Valley to the wider ancient world. One of the most intriguing discoveries at Dholavira is a large sign, often called the Dholavira signboard, consisting of 10 large symbols from the Indus script. It's one of the longest inscriptions ever found from this civilization. But since the script has not been deciphered, its meaning remains a complete mystery. Was it the name of the city, a welcome sign, or a religious proclamation? Like the rest of the Indus Valley civilization, Dholavira eventually declined and was abandoned. Its rediscovery and designation as a UNESCO World Heritage Site in 2021 have highlighted the incredible sophistication of this ancient Indian culture and their remarkable ability to engineer solutions for survival. Exploring these incredible ancient structures is more than just an exciting adventure. It's a journey that connects us to the very roots of who we are as human beings. Each stone circle, rock-carved city, and towering pyramid is a message from the past, a story of human struggle, innovation, and aspiration. When we learn about how the people of Dholavira managed water in a desert, or how the Inca built earthquake-proof cities in the mountains, we are reminded of the incredible problem-solving skills that have always defined our species. These discoveries teach us that with ingenuity and cooperation, humanity can overcome even the most daunting environmental challenges. These ancient megastructures also inspire a profound sense of wonder and humility. Standing before the Great Pyramid or walking the length of the Great Wall, it's impossible not to feel a connection to the thousands of people who labored to create these monuments. They were built by people who, despite living in a world so different from our own, shared the same fundamental hopes and fears. They sought to understand their place in the universe, to protect their families, to honor their gods, and to leave behind a legacy that would endure. In their achievements, we see a reflection of our own drive to create, to explore, and to make our mark on the world. The ongoing quest to find and understand these lost cities is a powerful reminder that history is not a closed book. There are still so many secrets buried beneath our feet, waiting to be unearthed. With each new discovery made possible by technologies like LiDAR or deep-sea robotics, our understanding of the past becomes richer and more complex. We learn that ancient societies were more interconnected, more sophisticated, and more diverse than we ever imagined. These findings challenge old ideas and force us to rewrite the story of our world, reminding us that there is always more to learn and more to explore. Ultimately, preserving and studying these ancient wonders is a responsibility we all share. They are the heritage of all humankind, a shared library of knowledge and inspiration. They spark our curiosity, encourage us to ask big questions, and push us to look beyond our own time and place. By protecting these sites, we ensure that future generations can also stand in awe of what our ancestors accomplished. The echoes from these ancient stones tell us where we came from, and in doing so, they help us better understand the path we are on today and the future we are building together. The expedition into our past is a journey that never truly ends.